reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out and I'll lay your ship bare. See, I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all.
Yes, so it's after 3 o'clock. This is my first entry for the day, so let me catch you up on what's been going on. It was my day to sleep in, so hubby got up with the girls, and although I told him last night about church and Madison had been telling him all morning while I was asleep, for some reason he forgot. So he didn't wake me up until 10:15, and church service starts at 10:45. So my morning started out on not so great of a foot. Got dressed, weighed myself. I weigh 164.8 this morning, so that's 0.2 down from yesterday. I grabbed a Special K 90-calorie cereal bar and some water and a Diet Decaf Coke on the way out the door. We got to church on time, everything was fine. Then I remembered that I had signed up for a welcome lunch because I'm fairly new to this church within probably about the last 4 or 5 months. So I wanted to go to this welcome lunch, which I had signed up for a week or two ago. Well, then I realized, I have to have Brian back in time to go to work today, so he couldn't stay, and the welcome lunch was immediately following the service. So I had to run him all the way back down here and then get back. Well, in conversation with him on the way to church, I find out that our TV is broken again. It's an LG LCD TV, and we've had it probably since like 06 or 07. About a year after buying it, the power supply went out, which is a big piece of equipment that's inside the TV. Well, having spent a lot of money on the TV, he researched on what the problem could be, found out that it was this power supply, bought a new one, installed it himself, thank God, and saved us a whole bunch of money. Well, now he believes that the power supply is going out again. So about another, 2 years later, 2 or 3 years later, now again, same issue. So, yeah, that wasn't so great of news either. Luckily, we are so blessed to have, the possessions that we have. We are fortunate, let's say, not necessarily blessed, but fortunate. And we do have another TV, but it's upstairs and it's big, and I can't carry it by myself. So I thought, okay, well, after church, you and I will bring the TV down here so that me and the kids can watch TV down here during the day, because I can't be upstairs watching TV while the kids are down here doing who knows what. Sometimes Madison will go up there and watch TV while Alana watches something in the playroom, and then I'm in the living room or whatever. Well, in the whole welcome lunch situation, I just had time to bring him back and drop him off, so there was no time to bring the TV down. I was hoping that whatever problem with the downstairs TV was going to somehow cure itself, and that everything would be fine and dandy after the welcome lunch. But after dropping Brian off and going back to said welcome lunch and getting the kids where they needed to go and everything, and I sat in that welcome lunch from about 12:30 till about 2:30, and it was just about over, and we had eaten lunch, and I'll get to that in a minute. Somebody came in and said that Madison had gotten sick. So I didn't actually get to finish the welcome lunch, and pretty much it's like a path to membership for the church, so you have to be interviewed by these people and whatever, tell them if you're going to get baptized there and stuff like that. Anyway, no big deal, but I mean, I wasn't going to be able to do that. I couldn't stay because my little girl had gotten sick. Hold on, I got something in my eye. So I don't know what's the matter with her. She got a little sick yesterday, TMI, but not like full or anything, but just like a little bit of like dry heaves a little bit, because I thought, because she had been crying, you ever have a kid that gets themselves so upset that they start gagging and stuff like that? Okay, well, I thought that that was her problem. I didn't know that she was sick or anything. So anyway, I guess she had vomited in the child care area or whatever, so I had to go. Right now she's resting, watching TV. I still don't know what's going on with her. It's hard to actually get from a 4-year-old how they're actually feeling and what's going on. She doesn't have a fever. I don't know. So I'm going to have to observe her. So number one, I can't go to the Y because of that. You know, if she has something contagious, I mean, gosh, I hope she didn't get anybody else sick in the last couple days or there today or whatever. I don't know what's the matter with her, if it's contagious or not. But not only that, the baby had to take a late nap, so I just put her down at 3 o'clock. And yeah, so workout for today is going to be me at home again. Fine. I have no excuse not to work out, although I must say my motivation to work out at home is about maybe 30 or 40% of what it is when I'm actually there at the Y, especially in a class being pushed by somebody else and not by myself. Although I did push myself quite hard in that little 20-minute dance routine thing that I did yesterday. Anywho, that's what I'm going to be doing, I guess, is working out on my own, either the elliptical or something. I mean, I can't do anything on the TV down here, so I'm going to have to do it on my computer or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have a DVD, so if nothing else, I can play the workout DVD through the Xbox in the playroom TV, and I can work out in there where my elliptical is. So whatever. Hopefully that'll be sorted out later, and I'll be able to do something. So, I made a mistake. I had a slip today. I've tried to be very careful because of this experiment that I'm doing. I have tried to be very careful about being strict with myself. Actually much more strict than I would be just on the regular blogs, and that is even much more strict than I would be on myself without that kind of accountability. So I have been very strict with myself as far as staying in my 1200 net calories, knowing what I'm eating, tracking everything, only indulging on indulgence days, which I've tried to keep to only one time per phase, and I've done well at that for the past 3.5 weeks or whatever it's been. But I slipped today at church at this welcome lunch, and I could have done better, and I didn't. I chose to indulge when I shouldn't have. So I'm afraid that my results may not be as objective as they should be because I messed up today. I'm going to do my best to estimate the calories that I ate and track what I ate, and I'm going to do my best to burn some, if not most, if not all of those calories off to get me to my 1200 net calories. Now, the good thing in all this is that I only had 90 calories for breakfast. I've drank lots of water so far today. I had no morning snack. That was my only lunch. I will not be having an afternoon snack. And it's possible that I could still make this work today. And it's not like I ate like 3 or 4,000 calories or anything. But I don't know how many I ate. So first of all, they had a reception for going, like a very informal reception for going away of some of their own, a couple young pastor, husband and wife, that is actually the daughter of my next door neighbors that got us going to this church. Well, they're going away, so they had cake in the lobby, or the foyer, or whatever. So I had about half a piece of cake, going straight for the icing and the inside filling. So I have no idea how much that was. That was probably not, trying to be as objective as I can, that was probably not as much cake and icing as I would have eaten on a regular sized cupcake. So I'm thinking that was probably only like maybe 150 calories, what I actually ate of that. Then we got to the welcome lunch. When we walk in, there are tables with all this like little envelopes and pens and stuff, and cups, or maybe the cups weren't there. There's a piece of cheesecake in front of every chair on all 4 tables. So yeah, that was just a little bit tempting. So then we're sitting there for like 20 minutes. They bring the food in, they're lining it up. We're listening to them talk about what the church is like and everything like that, which I know quite a bit about what they're about because I've been going there for 4 or 5 months now. So anyway, and then so I'm sitting there staring at this cheesecake that whole time. And as soon as I gave in to the cake, I pretty much knew that I was going to give in to everything else. And my willpower was completely out the window. And unfortunately, I didn't bring my camera with me, or I might have been able to find a quiet spot and vlog and maybe got my wits about me and decided that I wasn't going to go there today. But I didn't. So anyway, then we go up to the serving line. And there was pretty much nothing healthy in the whole entire line. Just good old-fashioned kind of southern cooking. There was seasoned baked chicken pieces and parts, it looked like, with quite a bit of fat on the bottom of the serving dish tray, big aluminum thing. And I asked for a breast, so she gave me a good size chicken breast with the skin and everything on it. Next I came to, I think it was macaroni and cheese. I got maybe less than a quarter cup of that, and I only ate like maybe 4 pieces of the macaroni because it was like complete mush, which I like my pasta soft, but this was complete mush, so I didn't even bother with that. Then they had some green beans that God knows were like cooked with like pieces of ham hock in it or something, I don't even know. I had a couple bites of that. Then mashed potatoes. There was probably at least a cup of mashed potatoes with God knows what they put in it. I'm sure they put lots of butter and cream in it or something, with maybe not quite a quarter cup of gravy on it. And to finish it off, a big yeast roll, about that big. I tried to pick the smallest one that was there. But did I have to pick any rolls? No, I did not. I made a mistake. So, sat down, tried to guzzle as much water as I could. I had probably a piece of chicken that was about that much by that much by that much. I would guess maybe 2 ounces of chicken. I tried to scrape the skin and fat off of the top of it, but it really was held on there pretty well. So I probably got some of that in there. I ate all the mashed potatoes and gravy. Like I said, a bite or 2 or 3 of the macaroni and cheese, and a bite or 2 or 3 of the green beans. The entire yeast roll, and the entire piece of cheesecake. So as you can tell, I'm pretty ashamed of that. Some of you may be thinking, don't be so hard on yourself. It's not that big of a deal. It's just one meal on one day. You've been doing so well, or, maybe you're not thinking that. Maybe you're thinking, what the hell is your problem? You're in the middle of this experiment, and now it's all to shit because you just decided that you just wanted to eat all this crap. And now you've probably eaten like at least 2,000 calories, and there's no way that you're going to burn 800 calories off with exercise today, so you pretty much F the whole thing up. I don't know. As you can tell, this is a very lengthy video. This is probably going to be, to quote Miss Julie Janae, maybe a one-take Sunday. I'm sure I'm going to fill you guys in a little bit later on whether I do any exercise and how much exercise I do and really what my net calories are looking like at the end of the day. So I think that I'll leave room, I hope, for a couple minutes at the end of tonight to let you know what I was able to accomplish, what I've estimated the calories to be. If I do exercise, I hope to exercise most of these over calories off, and I hope to make a protein shake of about 215 calories, and I plan on that being it for me for the rest of the day. So, I'm not going to totally let it get me down, but I am taking it seriously. I'm taking it as a lesson learned. I could have made healthier choices and I chose not to. I didn't have to get a cup of mashed potatoes. I didn't have to get any mashed potatoes. I could have just gotten half a cup of green beans, the chicken breast, tried harder to take the skin off of the chicken, drank more water, not ate the cake and not ate the cheesecake. I could have even had a little bit of mashed potatoes and gravy. But if I hadn't eaten that cheesecake, that's the thing that really killed it. If I hadn't had the cake and cheesecake, everything would be pretty much golden right now. But I gave in to whatever that thing is in my brain that says, oh, it's okay, it's no big deal, it's just this, just swat that little angel off my shoulder and just did whatever that other part of my mind was telling me to do. And I shouldn't have done it. And if I don't stay strong on this journey and for the rest of my life, I know that I will go back to my unhealthy ways, and that will leave me sad, depressed, and not really feeling worth a whole lot, and I don't want to go back there. That doesn't mean that a person can't slip, doesn't mean that a person can't indulge, but it's when they choose to. It's when when I make efforts to counteract that. I just shouldn't have done it. That's the way I feel. So I'll check in with you guys later. Well, it's time to say goodnight real quick. It is 9:04. Once I estimated everything and input it into my calorie counter, my plate on livestrong.com, it said I was 344 calories over my 1,200 calories. Of course, this is all guesstimation about what I ate and what the calories were or whatever. For the cheesecake, I estimated what a piece at Red Lobster would be. For the potatoes and the chicken and the gravy and the roll, I estimated Golden Corral stuff because it was kind of like that kind of stuff-ish. I didn't really even put in the green beans or the macaroni because I had such little of it. And then the cake, I put in half a cupcake because to me that's about the amount that I had. So it said 344. I went in, I used my heart rate monitor thing. I did a 10-minute yoga thing. It said 30 calories burnt, which also in conjunction with the searchable calorie estimator thing on my plate, it was about also 30, so I figured that was a good estimation for that. I put that in, and then I was still left with, 3 114 calories that I had to burn to get back down to the 1200 net. So I went in there on my elliptical, I did 30 minutes, and it gave me, it said 167 on my elliptical itself. I had my heart rate monitor going though the entire time, and then I set it again. I just let it go, and then it counted to 25. It didn't count down because I did it 2 different programs or whatever. And then I was taking my pulse every once in a while. At the lowest it was 130. At the highest it was in the late 140s, like 148-ish, whatever. It took me 55 minutes according to my elliptical to burn that 314 calories. I then did the pulse thing on my heart rate monitor after I was done. Like I said, 55 minutes. My heart rate monitor said 566 calories. I took a average heart rate of 130, which is a low estimate because I believe my average heart rate was probably closer to 135, 140-ish. But I put only 130 into this calorie burn calculator that I put the link to in yesterday's video, and it says 400 calories burned. So that's about right in between the 314 and the 566, is right about that, about 400. So that's what I'm going with. So I inputted that, and as of right now I have 87 calories left. Oh, I also forgot to tell you that I also tracked, before I exercised, I tracked my protein shake for the 215 calories. So that's what I had for dinner after I worked out. So now after tracking everything, I'm left with 87 calories. So even though I messed up real bad, I made it good in the end, and hopefully my efforts will pay off on the scale tomorrow and the next day. So I'm going to have a snack. My kid is sick. It hasn't been good. I don't know what I'm going to have, but I'm going to try to have something a little bit filling for that 87 calories, and that'll be it for me, except for water for the rest of the night. Love all of you. Bye.